Want my latest market insights? My latest report, Market is Getting Nervous, is now available. Scan this QR code or click on the link in the description. This is optionality and we're getting a little extended, so this is the pushback we should have. And I mentioned this to client Brian, who watches this also very carefully. I said, look at this. This is BXM on a 1 hour with SPX. See how they both come down? Perfect. Now, where are we? 6807. Perfect. What do we need to break and get below? 6807, whether it's the hourly, the daily, or the weekly. We need to get back in. So this option is petering out at resistance, coming back down, but we have a lot more room we need to really trigger in order to get any gamma flip levels, etc. Tesla down 4.6% and falling. It has now broken the 414 monthly and 10 week. It is now below the 55-day. That was the level right here. It had to break and it didn't, and now it's breaking. I wonder, client Jose, if you are still short, because it did not get back above. It got rejected in a bearish engulfing, and now this week it's following through, but it needs to get and stay. Well, it's getting there, but it needs to stay below that 414 area. Palantir is breaking the 55-day, sitting on the 10-week like Humpty Dumpty after a huge bearish engulfing. Marvel is also starting to roll over. These are distribution. They go sideways for a while before they either decide to break out, obviously, or break down. But this is the distribution period that we're in, like it or not. And yeah, you know how I feel about small caps. So the $0 club is part of this for sure. That reversion to the mean for those, they are still below 245 is no bueno. We head down to 235. We're starting to follow through. That is the next level to break, 613. Very nice. So the first hour, it hit resistance, came back in, didn't quite fill the gap, but came close enough. So we have some weakness in the dollar yen. Weakness in the dollar, that's for sure. We've come back down into the 613. We've come back into basically the 677.5. Yields are choppy. Oil is weak. We had the growth rotation peter out. You can see it right here. Little bounce and then trounce. We're inside. That's bearish. Rolling over. That's the weakness. We need follow through. The crypto is also a little crappy. NVIDIA short, just a growth scare short is basically Mag 7. But I would warn that Apple is not as great a return as high beta plays of NVIDIA, Palantir, and of Tesla. Those are so much more satisfying. But Google's also shake and bake. The problem is it's sideways. Hasn't really broken anything. This is the 55-day way to heck down here that Tesla and Palantir have already busted. So that's what I mean by they're just not as, look at this. Tesla just busted it. Palantir busted it. NVIDIA is about to tag it. So that's what I mean by those are better. That's all. Amazon is still up here at the 8-day with basically a 21-day tag potential. Apple hasn't even broken the 8-day. So this is the strongest. Anyway, the ones that are already weakest, I've mentioned. NVIDIA was my choice. Palantir, I think, was Archna's, etc. You choose what is comfortable for you. Meta already fell, so it's digesting sideways. Netflix already fell, so it had a little bounce into resistance, but it's getting resisted right here, right now, perfectly, both of them. All right, VIX has got to get above that 1929 for there to be some intraday volatility. Like more, right now we have sector rotation. And do keep in mind, as VIX moves higher, silver moves lower. It's just a thing. So careful on getting short term. Anyway, you might want to protect that recent bounce that's hitting Bollinger Band and getting some internal selling. You have a measured move, roughly. It's never perfect, but it is a really good guide. Is this going to hit by Friday? That would be interesting. Wow. Okay. 605. We could actually go back to 605 by Friday. Shocking, isn't it? I'm talking the Qs. And I already mentioned NVIDIA down into that 184. That's the real tell. Liquidity is definitely petering out. And look at that head and shoulders. Isn't that gorgeous? On the E-mini for the 2 hour? Same. So we're right back to that yellow line. So we had this jump risk formed, head and shoulders, came back down to the neckline. We just need to break that neckline and it's worth 100 points. I know it's hard to believe, but that's how it works. We went up, we went down, we had that 100 points and another 100 points, and then we jump risk, and now we've just come back down and we break this. It's good for another 100 points. That's what I mean by the chop vest.
Join Club today to engage with Samantha and her team of 10 experts. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more live trading room recap videos and other content.